Open Instagram right now, and you'll see a localized culinary arms race taking over Delhi. Restaurants are competing to pour the most absurd amounts of molten cheese over black buns, fries, and literally anything else that fits on a plate. Here in the Delhi NCR food scene, the competition for your weekend dining budget is fierce, and shock value sells. But a massive, highly caloric meal is a serious investment. You are spending your time, your hard-earned money, and your weekly macronutrient allowance all in one sitting. You need a solid return on that investment. The problem is that the hype you see in a 15-second viral reel rarely matches the physical reality of eating the food when it actually arrives at your table. There is a strict rule of food physics at play here. Extreme visual viscosity, massive amounts of hot liquid cheese, will always destroy the structural integrity and crunch of whatever it touches. You cannot have both. To figure out where you should actually spend your calories, we have to look at this blank radar chart. We are going to evaluate Delhi spots across 4 objective metrics: ASMR and sensory payoff, flavor balance, structural integrity, and dietary safety. By applying these metrics, the city's food scene breaks down into 3 tiers: global giants, localized flavor bombs, and theatrical heavyweights. Trusting an algorithm without understanding these trade-offs will leave you with a ruined meal. To get what you actually want, we have to evaluate the food scientifically. Let's start with the global giants, specifically McDonald's India, which serves as our baseline for engineered consistency. They run highly controlled kitchens with strict segregation protocols. They use completely separate grills and dedicated frying oils for their vegetarian and meat items. For the massive population of strict vegetarians in the NCR, this segregation provides an absolute peace of mind that a local corner cafe simply cannot guarantee. Because they aren't drowning their items in liquid cheese, you get precision. The McSpicy paneer patty delivers an optimal, highly engineered auditory crunch. The catch is that you completely sacrifice the massive, oozing, theatrical spectacle that dominates social media. This chart shows the global standard profile. It maxes out on structural integrity and dietary safety, but sits near 0 for visual spectacle. Choosing this tier means you are explicitly prioritizing dietary safety and textbook textural crunch over taking a great photo for your feed. Next, we look at the university districts, like Hudson Lane, giving us the localized flavor bombs. Think of spots like Whataburger, Big Yellow Door, and the Burger Company. These cafes rely on aggressive flavor combinations to stand out. They integrate heavy makhani gravies and fiery boot de chilies straight into their burger builds. They also deliver massive economic value. For under 400 rupees, they load plates with an intense volume of liquid cheese, directly targeting a student-friendly budget. But when you pour half a cup of hot liquid cheese over standard burger buns and seasoned fries, physics takes over. The bread and potatoes rapidly absorb the moisture. The result is complete structural collapse. You get a chaotic, soggy pile of food where the cheese completely masks the texture of the base ingredients. That structural failure ruins the crisp ASMR profile entirely, leaving you with wet, sloppy acoustics instead of a satisfying crunch. This chart shows the local flavor bomb profile. Notice how it peaks incredibly high on flavor and value, but flatlines completely on structural integrity. This tier is a volatile trade. You give up the ability to eat your meal cleanly with your hands in exchange for a highly satisfying, budget-friendly flavor explosion. Finally, we have the premium dining tier, home to the theatrical heavyweights. This includes places like Cheesiest Bistro and the American Connection Diner. These restaurants operate on a table-side theater model. They move the preparation out of the kitchen, performing final steps right in front of you. This level of production requires a commitment. You are dealing with sit-down wait times and price points that easily clear 500 rupees per item. To justify that cost, the base ingredients step up significantly compared to the university cafes, featuring items like massive 34-inch pizzas and imported aged cheeses. But there is a biological trade-off here: palate fatigue. The sheer richness and volume of these premium dairy fats will overwhelm your taste buds long before you finish the massive portions. This chart shows the theatrical heavyweight profile. It hits the absolute limit on visual spectacle and flavor, but drops low on value and strict dietary safety. You are paying for a performance as much as a meal in this tier, and that table-side theater is the primary driver of the premium price point. To synthesize this, let's look at our cheat meal decision tree, starting with a simple question. What is your primary goal? If you require strict vegetarian preparation and prioritize reliable textural crunch above everything else, follow Pathway 1 to the global standard. Just remember your trade-off. You forfeit the wild aesthetics for your social feed. If you are on a budget and want maximum flavor volume per rupee, follow Pathway 2 to the local flavor bombs. Your trade-off here is entirely physical. You must accept a completely messy eating experience with zero structural integrity. If you want a premium ASMR dining event specifically designed for the camera, follow Pathway 3 to the theatrical heavyweights. In exchange, you pay a steep premium and risk rapid palate fatigue before finishing. The physics of food remain undefeated. Massive amounts of liquid cheese and perfect structural crunch simply cannot coexist in the exact same dish. So ignore the algorithmic hype. Invest your calories based on your own personal metrics. Decide what trade-offs you're willing to make, and eat for the crunch, not the camera.